This is John News, speaking to you from the land of Israel, from the Holy Land. We bring you up to date items from the Promised Land. One thing is that a report in Business Insider tells us that Israel has the best air force in the world. The Air Force, the IAF, is considered the best air force there is. It says pilot to pilot, airframe to airframe, the Israeli Air Force is the best in the world, says Chris Hana, senior naval analyst at the Institute for the Study of War and an analyst in the study. It also said that Israel is one of the region's most battle-ready armies. Forces has fought in 4 major engagements since 2006 and has experienced securing a few of the most problematic borders on earth. So it's good to know. We hope that it gives expression to itself if it ever has to, in action. Another point is that the ties between Israel and Azerbaijan are quite good. Azerbaijan is a country in the Caucasus Mountains. Its population are of the Turkish type of people. They're Muslims, but on the whole they are moderate, or they have been moderate until now. They're quite close to Turkey because of the racial and religious connections and historical connections between the two areas. And Turkey is against Israel. Turkey is vehemently and most extremely violently almost against Israel, but Azerbaijan is not. There are quite close ties between Azerbaijan and Turkey. Azerbaijan supplies Israel with oil. Azerbaijan is a strategic area. It is a strategic area in its own right. It also has a strategic supplying of oil going in its favour. Israel supplies Azerbaijan with advanced major weapon systems. It advocates the cause of Azerbaijan in Washington. Also that Israeli-Azerbaijan relations will increase in areas such as scientific cooperation, information technology, medicine, water purification, agriculture and cultural exchanges. Israel is quite good in these matters. Also there should be more strategic cooperation in defence and intelligence fields, as well as in the fight against terror. We have an interesting article that appeared on Ynet by Guy Bechor. Guy Bechor, and the article is entitled "What about the situation in Syria, Iraq, Libya, Russia, China and Turkey?" So Guy Bechor says, like a regular mantra, US Secretary of State John Kerry has had of saying that the Israeli-Palestinian issue cannot remain unchanged. He isn't saying that about the conflict in Syria, where the death toll has already crossed the 200,000 mark, with people being slaughtered, beheaded and dying in different ways, on its way to the 250,000 mark. He isn't saying that about the 4 million refugees from Syria and the 10 million displaced people. He isn't saying that about the Islamic State, just beheading people and butchering minorities. He isn't saying that about Iraq, which is being torn into pieces, or about Baghdad's airport, and so on. He isn't saying that about Libya, a country controlled by a coalition of insane jihad organisations. He isn't saying that about Yemen, which is controlled by wild tribes and navigated from behind the scenes by the smiling Iran. He isn't saying that about the intolerable uranium enrichment in Iran, which has him and the West wrapped around his little finger. He isn't saying that about Russia. He isn't saying that about Turkey, which has conquered 1/3 of the island of Cyprus and still controls the area. He isn't saying that about China either, which is slowly turning Tibet into a region inhabited by Chinese. He isn't saying that about Hezbollah, which is planning up tens of thousands of missiles on Israel's border. He isn't saying that about his Qatari friends, who are cunningly funding the terror that the United States is fighting against. He isn't saying that about Hamas either, which proudly announced that it is rebuilding its network of tunnels targeting Israeli territory. He's only saying about Israel. The only safe, stable, democratic place one can rely on in the Middle East. Only in Israel the situation cannot remain unchanged, according to Kerry. So this shows the hypocrisy of certain clique of people in the West who are anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish and against the state of Israel. Just because Kerry is of Jewish descent doesn't matter. doesn't change things, it can even make them worse in some situations. It's worth noting that. Netanyahu, in a recent speech, said that Israel is fighting an attack on its right to exist. He said Netanyahu was recently severely criticized by people in the American administration. So Netanyahu replied, he said the attack is not upon him personally, but upon the state of Israel. And Netanyahu says that Israel faces an attack against its right to exist. There are those who dispute the relationship between the people of Israel and its land. There are those who are not ready to accept the right of our nation to its own nation state. This has and will always be the root of the conflict. We have a point that Pastor John Hagee, National Chairman of Christians United for Israel, says that Christians of America support Israel right now in a more aggressive mood than at any other time, in my lifetime. Now, while anti-Semitism in Europe and anti-Zionism on US college campuses on upspring, American Christian support for Israel is going up. It is increasing. Despite everything, Christian American support for the state of Israel is increasing. It is going forward, according to John Hagee.